This happened a few days ago. I had gone on my usual shopping with help from the staff, as the manager is a friend of my mother. They were in-laders in my old school and got along really well. Became friends, and so I always ask the manager that if anyone is free, I would appreciate the help as I feel nervous being by myself due to my autism. Well, while I was shopping, an M kept trying to steal stuff from my trolley while I was comparing prices on products so I can last longer with my budget. I managed to catch the M a few times, and I asked her if she was taking stuff I was buying. She said this: "You can always get replacements. Stop beaching." I start getting stressed and breaking down as the M starts ripping into me about my stutter. Here are a few of the things she said. "Stop talking. You're like a broken record. Are you retarded? You need help to talk. You're pathetic." I start sobbing, and the manager is called over the radio. The Karen is told to leave me alone, and that if she kept bothering me, she would be banged for harassing a disabled girl. Karen calls Teresa the N-word and a snitch, and leaves. I managed to get myself together after Teresa and the manager helped me calm down. Teresa gets approval from the manager to run my trolley through to get the stuff on my shopping list. I always make a list before I get on the bus to the shop, while the manager kept me company at the customer service tills. Teresa came back after about 5 minutes and helped me run the items through the checkout, with the manager taking 10% off my total as a discount for not losing my temper at the M we encountered earlier. A taxi was called for me, and I waited outside in the parking area next to where the old Blockbuster used to be. I still miss that place. Teresa comes out to make sure I'm doing okay. My eyes were a bit puffy and my face a bit red. The M from earlier comes to the parking area, apparently waiting for her boyfriend, and spots me. "You." She screeches in a pitch so bad my ears were ringing. "You little bitch. You caused me so much effing trouble tonight. I'm gonna ref you up, retard." What she forgot was that I was sitting, leaning on the edge of those pole things on the edges of the parking areas. As soon as I moved, when she went to swing a kick at me, a crunch was heard. She broke her effing foot. I started laughing at how stupid she was for doing that, and Teresa scolded me, telling me that, while it was a little bit funny, it wasn't the right time to laugh. The M is screaming for help and crying assault. An ambulance was called for her, and she screamed that she would see me in court. I start losing it a bit due to stress making my emotions go haywire, and I'm pulled away further down the parking area while she is treated to first aid while waiting for the ambulance. The ambulance takes her away, with police being called as well. The manager had shown police the CCTV footage of the parking area, showing all I did was dodge her. The M tried kicking me. The police chuckled a bit and asked to talk to me. I got help to call my aunt, who we will call Mandy, and she got the report from the manager. Mandy became my appropriate adult, I think it is called. She helped me answer questions when I struggled to get my words out. Police were done in about 10 minutes. Mandy offered to take me home instead of paying for a taxi. I felt guilty about the taxi, but said yes. I hugged the manager and climbed in the back of Mandy's car after loading my bags into the boot trunk. I love my auntie Mandy. Also, manager, if you are reading this, thank you for taking care of me. I'm sorry you had to tell my mum what happened. Still, I hope you're doing great. Love ya, Roxy. Her nickname, not real name. Will update if anything happens. Some backstory. I was 6 when this happened, and I was pretty good friends with the daughter of the entitled parents at that time. Daughter was pretty entitled as well. I had 6 dolls and a box I kept them in that I was pretty attached to. I had gotten them over the span of 2.5 years. Ek played at our house quite a lot, so I didn't expect this to happen at all. Onto the story. Cast. Me. D. My dad. M. My mom. Ed. Entitled dad. M. Entitled mom. Ek. Entitled kid. P.O. Police officer. It was summer, and I asked my parents if Ek could come over. They said yes. A few minutes later, M and Ek arrived. M started chatting with my parents, and Ek and me went to play in the backyard. I proudly opened my box of dolls. Ek and I both took some dolls and played pretend. Skip to when Ek had to leave. This is what I remember the conversation being like. It could be a little off. Ek, Can I keep this doll? I really like it. Me, no, sorry. I don't want to give any of them to others. Ek, but you have so many more. One doll won't make a difference. Me, please give my doll back. I had been taught that being rude was a big no-no, so I was very polite, no matter how rude the other was. Ek, moo. M comes running, looks at us, and turns to me. M, what did you do to my sweetie? Ek, I want all these dolls. Tell her they are mine now. M, okay sweetie, towards me, those dolls are hers now, give them to me. Me, no, they are mine. Give them back. M, shut it brat, give me those, censored, dolls. I froze, I got scared and started crying. My parents heard this, and walked to us. They see Ek and me, both crying. M, what's going on here? M, your idiot kid hit my baby. M, what? I highly doubt that. My kid doesn't hit other children, unless she has a reason. Why don't we ask both of them what happened? Ek, she said I could have all her dolls. But now she's saying I can't have them. M, if my angel wants them, she gets them. Me, I never said you could have them. You wanted to take them without permission. M loses it to me. M, shut your censored mouth, you ungrateful, censored. I started bawling. I can't handle yelling or angry people well, and the automatic reflex is to start crying. Both my parents are angry and are talking to M on how she can't just make me cry and act like it's not her fault. Meanwhile, Ek has put all the dolls back in the box. But she didn't leave then, she took the box with all of the dolls and runs away. M runs after her. My parents ran after them, but they were already inside their own home. They lived in our street, we knew where they lived, so my dad, who is furious, goes to ring their doorbell. Ed opens the door. Ed, yes? D, give those dolls back. They are my daughter's dolls. Ed, what? Dolls? I have no idea what you are talking about. He fking smirks and then slams the door in my dad's face. My dad, who is fking fuming, comes back home. He calls the police. Not soon after, the police are asking my parents what happened. A police officer walks towards me and kneels down. P.O. Can you tell me what happened, little one? Me, my best friend stole my dolls and her mom yelled at me for not wanting to give them to her. Then they ran away with my dolls. P.O. Thank you, little one. We'll get your dolls back, okay? I nodded. After asking us what they wanted to know, the police went to the entitled home. From this part on, I wasn't actually present, but my parents told me what happened. They ring the doorbell and M opens the door. Seeing the police, with my parents behind them, she begins yelling at my mom. M, OMG, not again. How many times must I tell you, you are not getting my angel's toys. P.O. We were told your child and you stole a box of dolls from these people. M, that's not true. They're my daughter's dolls. We bought them last week. Their daughter wants the dolls all for herself, and her parents have been trying to get them from us for the whole week. P.O. May I see the receipt then? If you really bought them, you should have a receipt. M's face loses all color. My dad loved this part. He told me he couldn't believe this woman didn't know that this would happen. M, UHM, well, we lost the receipt. So, well, we can't show you. The police officers, there were 3, if I remember correctly, looked at each other, clearly not believing it. My mom grins and taps one of the officers on the shoulder. M, the dolls haven't been bought all at once. We have all the separate receipts for them though. If you look at the dolls and the receipts, you should have enough proof that the dolls are ours. The police accept this offer. M was forced to get the dolls that instant. And, of course, the receipts showed the truth. M looked furious. Ek was crying as she saw her newly obtained toys disappear. Ed sees all this and tries to blackmail my fking dad. Ed, why do they get those toys? That man has stolen multiple things in the past. Those receipts must be stolen or forged. The police looks from Ed to my dad. P.O. That is completely irrelevant right now, but if you want a separate case, we can check all of your records. M turns pale after hearing this and tries to shush her husband, but he has already yelled do that. My parents went home to me. Don't worry, I wasn't left home alone. My babysitter was quickly dialed in between, so I wasn't alone. And I think about a week passes. After that week of peace, we hear police sirens. I, curious as I am, ran to the front door and opened it. I saw both Em and Ed being cuffed, and Ek was taken by what turned out to be child support. Apparently Em and Ed had done a load of bad stuff. Em had apparently committed theft 3 times and had been arrested before due to abusing about 4 effing animals and 2 children. Ed had been committing all kinds of fraud and apparently he had all kinds of unpaid fines. I never saw any of them ever again. Thank you for watching. Slap that like button and comment your opinion on these stories below. I'm waiting. Write that comment. Seriously. Have you written it yet? If you don't comment, you make a bunny cry somewhere. You're not that kind of person. I know. Anyways, peace out and catch you tomorrow.